for a while now, and I don't know, I've never really done anything like this before, but I just want to try it. It's an enjoyable little game. It's about building a medieval colony, and yeah. So it's been a while since I played this. And I'm just gonna try to figure out. I'm not gonna do my main save, I'm just gonna start a new one. And I'm a little seasoned, so I will do it. I'll play hard. I want challenge. We will start with the new life starting conditions. It's just 3 settlers, and some basic stuff. Okay, so we can now choose where we'd like to start our scenario. There's different areas. There's 4 we can choose from. We can choose from the valley, in the marsh, in the hillside, or in the mountains. And each of them correlates to a specific condition. For example, in the marsh, you're gonna have mild winters and a watery rivering or riverine landscape, rich in plant life and teeming with fish. However, there will be no animals and there's going to be almost no mineable resources. Same thing with the valley. However, there's going to be more summers and more animals. I'm going to choose the mountain, particularly because I have actually never really done a playthrough there before, and because I have big plans on what I would like to build, which means I'm going to need a lot of stone for that. However, one of the downsides with this is that we will have harsh winters, but the summers won't be that bad. And we're going to do it on a large map. And I'm going to. I quite like the banner that we have right now. So I'm going to just really bad. I'm just gonna rename it. I will rename it. I'll name it Arlington, because that's where I'm from. You know what? I'm gonna change the hero tree. Just reroll it. What is it? Ooh, that's tough. Okay. I'm keeping that one. Okay, and here are our characters that we can choose from. So we have some people. So now we have what I remember, because it's been a while since I played this game. We have a specific amount of points that we can put into our characters. So, for example, I'm just gonna go over. So here we have a character called Nicholas. He's got a lot of, there's so much things that we can go over. He's got a background, he's got job preferences, he's got perks. And there are a specific amount of points that we can put in it. For example, here, there's a set amount of group creation points that we can choose from. Now I'm gonna take advantage of this because honestly, I'm playing on a hard difficulty, and I would like to. I have the best characters I can get from the start. So I'm going to reroll a couple times. Yeah, I really want to go through making. Oh my gosh, I look at that like. Okay, this group isn't too bad. Is it? Hold on. Okay, so now I'm going to take a quick moment to just look at the skills that we can use. For example, art here. This guy here is passionate in art. I don't know how to change his passion. He has some perks here as well. Stouts, consumption duration, appetite, movement speed. That's fine. So we're gonna see if we can choose some good perks. Oh, and for this character, she actually has skills that she would be unwilling to participate in. For example, she will get less XP for specific jobs. So this lady here, she doesn't like art. She doesn't like smithing. So I am going to just play around with the settlers for a moment. Make them bigger. Make them heavier. Make this guy taller. And I'm actually going to designate, I'm gonna have some designations. So this guy right here, this Lake Digby, I will have him be our fighter. So I'm going to give him some, there we go, chivalrous, some perks, and some background changes. Kind of occupation, make him a better fighter. I'll make him a chivalrous knight. Mr. Blake Digby here. You know what, I'll change his name. I'll name him Sebastian. How's Sebastian? Sebastian Digby. We can't have Sebastian Digby here. We have, I don't know. I'm not gonna play her too much now. We can have a pseudonym for him. Ooh, the Paramour, the Philosopher, the Pirate. So because we put already a couple points into him being able to fight, I think I'm gonna give him probably a different something that does not correlate to combat. Maybe let's just see what sounds the most interesting. Ooh, the Apostle, Carpentry. That's always good. The Minstrel, where he's good in art. Speechcraft. Speechcraft will help with bartering and such. The Bastard. Ooh. I think I'll go with the Minstrel. We'll have a knight who's a minstrel. Ooh. So now what this will do, it'll gain 4 times XP for melee combat. And he'll also want to do a better job doing bard duties, which I'll get into jobs later. So this character, he's pretty much done. I'm gonna put some points into what he can be. Oh, look at this, he's really stupid right now, so I'm gonna give him a couple points in intellect right now. Let's see. I think we can have a little more construction. So, oh, and here we can see the group skills. So as we can see right now, our entire little band of goofballs right here, we only have six full points in skills such as tailoring. So actually, I'm gonna actually I'll give that to somebody else. I don't want this guy to. I don't want to put all my points in this one guy. And then as for culinary, do a bunch of cooking. We can decrease some points in art. Okay, on to this guy, Lambert. Let's see, not good at animal handling, very bad at art. We can have this guy be our big, like, production guy. So, for example, he'll be working on carpentry, construction, that kind of stuff. Have him good in those skills. Where we're using our group creation points a little bit. Oh, I almost forgot. Perks. So we need to choose perks that will kind of be good for what we want to use. So for example, we want our knight right here, Sebastian, to have some sort of perk that will kind of help him in combat. And looking at this one right here, I think Whirlwind will be really good, but however, that did use a lot of our creation points. So let's see. I think all I'll give him is Whirlwind, and what this does is just it makes him faster, which will be useful, and it makes him do motor function, which is below that. Makes him, for example, complete things faster. So he'll eat faster, he'll mine faster, he'll construct faster. For our boy Lambert right here, he's got iron stomach. So looks like he likes eating eating food. I won't really mess around with both of these people's our remaining she's tall. Our remaining settlers is kind of backgrounds. I'll mainly focus on their points. Let's see. Oh, let's go back to Lambert. So we'll have to be our big production guy. So smithing is high, mining is high. We'll give him a couple points in melee, so he's not useless in the fight. Marksman, medicine, we can give him a couple points. Marksman, maybe a few. He's really dumb, so we gotta give him more intellect. He won't be much of an artist. Let's see. We can have a few points and points less in botany. And maybe some in editing, because we don't want him to be completely useless. So maybe 2 in art. So this is pretty good, and we have some points left over that we can use. So let's see what this woman here in Inuit has. She's got some interesting perks. Oh wow, Morbid. Oh my goodness. It's terrible. Well, let's give her something better. Let's give her Ravishing. Ooh. Night Owl. Oh, I see what that did. So because it was minus 18, I think it got rid of some of the points. Yeah, look, so there's a cost. So because of that, we just lost some of the points that we can use, which is not too bad, but we can have her be let's just see. We can have her be the gourmet. It doesn't cost too much, and it's pretty good buff. Minus 15%. Minus 15% consumption duration and plus 5% culinary. However, the appetite doesn't. The appetite's minimal. Okay. And now we just have a bunch of points that we can put into other things. So I'm actually gonna have her be our tailor. 16 points won't be too bad. Smithing, she won't be doing much smithing, so actually we can fully decrease that. It looks like she's super passionate about mining, so we're actually gonna bring that up to 20. Melee, I don't think she'll be doing much fighting. She'll definitely be doing medicine because she's actually got the highest points. Marksman, maybe if it needs to be, definitely an intellectual. Definitely she'll be a move up points. Let me see okay, so we're actually running out of points. So she won't be doing much construction. And she will be doing animal handling for the group. And I'm actually pretty satisfied with this. I do think that this will give us this is a good group that we have right here. And I'm definitely excited. I'm actually gonna increase their age just by a little bit. I'll have them be like 28, both of them. Okay. Yeah, this is not bad. Okay. Next. Okay, so this is summarizing everything. So we have 3 settlers. Our nation is called Arlington. This is our banner. We are set on hard mode. We are starting a new life. And we are going to be set up on the mountain. And I'll turn off tutorial tips, so I'll just explain everything. Real quickly, I'm gonna check. See if the stream is loading. See if the stream. Okay, so it looks like everything is in order. Uh-oh, my game may have crashed. Okay, we got it. Okay, a new life. The plague had ravished the British Isles, leaving a trail of destruction in its wake. Untold millions went to an early grave, and those left standing were plunged into poverty, brutally scarred by the horrors that they had witnessed. Nothing would ever be the same again. As the earth quickened in spring of the year 1353, Sebastian, Enota, and Lambert set off into the wilderness to claim a piece of the land as their own, as was their right. in the eyes of God and under the law. Here they may lay down the foundations for some kind of future. Perhaps hope will follow. Good land is there for the taking, in all four corners of this once mighty land. Citizens are rebuilding in the hope that the horrors of the past few years can be left behind. It's possible that there will be fighting, drought, sickness, hunger, but what of it? Life goes on, says Inoda, and so must we. After walking for an eternity, the pure, swift running streams and clean air of the mountain's ridge stole Lambert's breath away, and just beneath the surface minerals glimmered, rich with promise. The travelers knew that this was the place they had been searching for. They decided to call it Arlington. Okay. A little bit corny, but alright, let's see. Oh man. Oh man. Yeah, this is atrocious. Okay, so it doesn't look too horrid. It's not the best quality, but we'll have to make do with it. Okay, so I just wasted 2 hours on everything. So quickly, as I can see right here, everything is marked as. I'm remembering the controls. This is marked as forbidden, which means our settlers can't use it. So what I'm actually really gonna do really quickly is we have some wood to start off with. I'm gonna have them chop down this tree. And right now we have Inoda doing that. I'm just gonna take Okay, so up here in the top right, we're gonna see just the main issues that we are dealing with. The fact that we have nowhere to store resources and that our settlers are idle. And these are the resources that need to be stored, and they consist of like food and stuff. So what we're gonna do actually, we're gonna go right here, and we're gonna create a default stockpile, and that's just gonna pretty much just stockpile everything that we have at the moment. We'll make it 4x4. And now what we need to do is we need to allow these, because all these things are forbidden. So now what they'll do is they'll haul everything to the stockpile. The next thing we'll do is we should get started on building, I would say. So I'm gonna build them just a quick cottage, just to help them, not to help them with anything really, but to store stuff, to store things, and so he just built that wall. We can have it. There we go. We have some walls set. They're building the resources that we have. We're using them to convert this out. And we'll just have the building. They're hard at work. So some crow beard watching this thing. Okay. Let's see here. So we have some food. Actually, that part wasn't big enough for certain mechanical components. Let's just start going. And while they're doing that, I'm going to make them construct a wooden roof because actually hay is going to be difficult to come by. So alright, and then let's see what we can build on. Oh my gosh, this is actually like the worst house I've ever seen. I made it this size so that we'll be able to sleep, but we are going to decrease what level we're at. Oh yeah, we have to pick our levels by the way. So if we decrease 5, we're just gonna make a little. So I'm going to build them beds now. These aren't really beds, they're just sleeping spots. Then I'm going to build them oh yeah, so here I'll create a chamber now because it's I put a singular bed in them. I'm also going to build them a workbench, so a basic research table, so they will be able to research new things. And also because it's inside, it's going to have 100% production, whereas if it was outside, it would only have an 80% production modifier. At least that's what I remember. So right now, the way it looks like is we're kind of running out of wood. So before the day ends, I'm going to figure out how my camera works, and just label some trees to be chopped. And they'll just be chopping wood over here. When the day comes. Another thing I will do is because we are running out of hay, I'm going to build a few things. First things first, actually, I'm not going to do anything. And I'm going to label this grass to harvest. So what this will do is, sometimes we can harvest grass, tall grass for currently hay. We can also harvest some herbs as well, and we'll be able to plant them in the future. So now that I've built I'm actually gonna find this. So now that I built this research table, I've unlocked the research tab, and what we can do is we can allocate different technologies for chronicles and books. Now, what we need for this is we need a specific amount of books, and we obtain books through production at the work table. So right now we have started off with a few chronicles, and we are able to research architecture, which is the starting technology for everything. Look, there's so much stuff we can research. So we're gonna start off with architecture of our chronicles, and now we can also research agriculture, which will unlock us to unlock farming for us, and which will allow us to create farming plots via the cabbage field or other fields that we can choose from. But we don't have the seeds for that yet, so that's actually irrelevant. So right now, all we'll be doing is we will have production on chronicles. Let's produce, let's say So let's produce 30 chronicles. Okay, so now what this will do is it will always have one of the settlers producing chronicles until all of the 30 are allocated. So look right now, he's working, and actually, I didn't realize this because he's inside a room. He has a modifier, and because it's a modest spare room, he actually has a slight buff to his production speed, so plus 10% buff. Whereas if it was outside, there would be a significant debuff. Last thing before we do end the day for this group of clowns here, I'm gonna build the animals a trough. If I can find, if I even have technology to build it. Yeah, I do. I'm just gonna build them a trough because they will become very useful in the future. They'll actually become our main source of food because I don't like farming. And I'll fill it up with hay, so they'll be able to eat. And I'll build them a little pen later on, and pretty soon we're gonna have ourselves a nice little community. And then in the future, I will go over specific tabs such as management, schedule, which will tell us the each settler to do every day, and most importantly, jobs. So right now this is automatically set to what the settler will be doing the most, but I will be switching these up later to kind of play around with it and choose the best settings that work for me. And looking at their schedule, actually, they will be going to bed at the 23rd hour of the day. And they have 6 hours of sleep every night. And as you can see, the settlers automatically filled up the trough with hay. And the animals will now be eating from that. Now we're just gonna wait for them to kind of just finish doing what they're doing. So I don't think they have much to do right now. Looks like they did chop all this wood over here. So I'm gonna mark this for hauling, which means they'll haul it to a stockpile as soon as possible. The only issue is we actually don't have a stockpile for them to haul it to. So what we'll do is we will create an even bigger stockpile. No, it's getting big already. It's getting actually massive already. So now I believe they will be hauling. Actually, I haven't marked. There we go. Now they'll start hauling. So we have them doing basic production needs. And actually, while we have time, I believe that we can manage our stores. So if you remember our boy Sebastian here, he's gonna be our fighter. So we will get him melee. We'll have no weapons right now. We'll force him to pick up something that let's see what we have. We have a spear, a short sword, a longbow, a gambeson, a buckler, and a short bow. Also, one more thing that I have to note. So because the stockpile is just basically on the floor, on the dirt floor, these things will deteriorate at a specific amount of time because they're on the floor. So in the future, we will need to make a storehouse or something like this, or something of the sort for the storage of these things so they won't deteriorate. We're gonna have Sebastian equip the sword, the gambeson, and the buckler right here, just in case anything happens. So he's our military guy, and now he's all set. And looks like they are all going to bed. A little clock right here, and that is it for the day. And we are going. We're gonna end it right here. Time is speeding up because they're all asleep. And we will start a new day, a different day. Thank you for watching.